Welcome back to Morning Line, everyone. Nick Barris here along with Fletcher Long, the attorney for Brandon Vandenberg in the Vanderbilt rape case, one day after the guilty verdicts came down, and I appreciate him taking some time with us after such a long trial. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. I just want to mention that in the middle of the biggest trial anywhere, the Kentucky New Era in Hopkinsville ran a picture of me. Can I put this up here?
Well, you can point to yourself. Watch the monitors on that camera. You have a soft, silky outside jumper. Is that you right there?
I'm the fat guy. Let me get. Yeah, there I am. That's a picture of me playing in the Saints Peter and Paul team versus parent. You see the girl right there?
Yeah.
Well, she tried to shoot on me. Big mistake.
Yeah. So you're saying that was a bigger story there than the trial?
That was a big story right there. I scored 14 points in this game. Of course, I also am 6'2". Yeah. I'm hard to move down on the blocks when you weigh 67 pounds.
You keep busy, my friend.
But I just wanted to point that excellent basketball team, the Saints Peter and Paul Saints. My son William is on that team, and yes, they are a co-ed team. It's a small Catholic school in Hopkinsville. It's an excellent school, and I was proud to support them. But I just wanted everybody to know that if you ever doubt my athletic prowess, please do not doubt it for a moment.
I'm not sure I'm convinced yet.
14 points.
Okay, let's get back to the phone calls.
14 points. That's all I got to say.
All right, let's go to Sue. Sue, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, go ahead.
I hope y'all doing fine today.
Yes.
I watched the whole trial, and I wanted to let Mr. Long know that everyone they did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I feel sorry that the girl had to sit and listen to all this, but she had guts to sit in the courtroom the whole trial. And there was one more thing. Did you ever think about putting Prelude, having him question more because he saw everything that happened in the room?
All right. Prelude again. That is Brandon Vandenberg's roommate who was on the second bunk.
You know, Sue, Mr. Prelude, I think it was Prelude, he came to court with two of the finest criminal defense attorneys Nashville has. And
he lawyered up quickly.
He lawyered up, and there we had a conference and a proffer of proof made where it was determined what I was going to be allowed to inquire of him and what I was going to be disallowed about inquiring, and the court made a ruling. I went as far with him as I was permitted. I thought there were more things that I should have been able to into which to inquire, but the court's ruling was that I couldn't. But I don't know if I buy the I never woke up that he seemed to test. That's my memory that he testified to that, that he never woke up. In closing argument,
tried to go to bed.
I think Tom Thurman got me confused because in his rebuttal argument, he intimates that wasn't Prelude's testimony at all. That's what I recalled it being, that he never woke up. I'm not sure that if I bought that, but nobody was trying to sell it to me.
Well, that was astute of Sue to notice it, that maybe there were more questions to be asked, but he was limited.
Yeah, that's good job, Sue.
The judge. All right, let's go next to people. Watch this very closely. They picked up things I missed left and right. Let's go to Peter. Hi, Peter.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
I just want to tell Mr. Long I thought he did an excellent job in his rebuttal. Until the rebuttal, I was pretty convinced that they were all guilty, and now he created a shadow of doubt in my mind anyway about the guilt of Mr. Vandenberg. And my question is, I just wonder, will he be involved with the appeal, which I'm sure will come? Seems to me, punishments should fit the crime, and this really might ought to spark a debate nationally about, do we always enforce the law? We know illegal immigrants enter this country, and that's a felony. We don't prosecute them to the full extent of the law. So I just wondered how he feels about that, and will he be involved in the appeal?
All right, thank you, Peter.
Well, of course, I was the horse that the Vandenbergs rode to the Derby, and I lost. So they may not want to go any further with me. I don't know. That'll be their call. Obviously, I practice law for profit and would have to be retained to go any further, and I don't know that they'll be willing to spend any more money on me. I don't have any idea. That'll be their call. But I do want to say that what I said in the close of my closing argument about there being a requirement for equal justice under the law, I've spent a lifetime for that proposition in defense of it, and I don't feel like that equal justice was applied here. And I understand that sometimes the government has to cut deals with defendants to get other defendants, but they really didn't have to here. They really
had the video.
They really didn't have to here, and And I think that two guys are escaping justice, and that is not justice.
Let's go to Pam next on 7. Hi, Pam.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, go ahead.
A few comments. I'm sorry, question, and then one comment. First of all, in terms of the sentencing, and please let me ask all these things, and then I'll let you answer.
Okay, you got to do it really quick because there's a lot of people. You can't have a whole long time, so go ahead.
But you know what, Nick?
No, I don't want to hear it. Go ahead. Ask your question. You can ask your question?
Let's forget it.
Okay, thank you. Let's go next to Derek. Derek, go ahead, Derek. Are you there, Derek? We'll go next to Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Go ahead.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, listen, first of all, I just want to say you've done a fantastic job. Great job, great job. What I want to ask Fletcher is, I've got two questions real quick. My first question is, why was James Franklin not brought into this? And my second question is, what is the least worst case scenario that Judge Watkins could hand down?
Okay.
Well, and something we're never allowed to argue at trial is penalty, but we can say it now. I mean, he can't give them less than 15 years. So they're going to both get 15 years as a minimum at 100%. It's a 100% crime, which means that they could serve about 85%. They do get some good time credit. I don't see any basis for consecutive sentencing here. So really, I think that they'll be sentenced as if there was a conviction of one ag rape instead of the 5. But you know, maybe the government will move for consecutive sentencing, and maybe I'll be wrong. But I don't see under the present sentencing structure why there would be consecutive sentences handed down here. But I also do not expect them to get the minimum. I expect that they'll probably get a mid-range sentence of about 20 years. Is
maybe
my
out in their 40s. Maybe out in their 40s.
Right.
Early 40s, and they will forever be on the sex offender registry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go next to Mary. Hi, Mary.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mary.
Yes, I'd like to say you guys did a great job. I have a question for Mr. Long. I know this was hard. There were no winners in this, and I pray for all the ones that were involved. But on the appeal part of it, what happens here when they go back for an appeal? Let's say if they lose that appeal, what's the next step they take?
Well, of course, they have the option of appealing through the state system, and then when they've exhausted their state remedies, they can file for a petition for certiorari to issue to the United States Supreme Court. I think the strongest appellate issue in this case, if I can wax eloquently on that, is the fact that the indictments here were faulty. They don't allege an offense of aggravated rape in the indictment because they omit a substantial and important material element. And I think the argument that we came up with that the judge should have been precluded from charging the jury facts that were not presented to the grand jury, because that bypasses your constitutional right to have facts presented to a grand jury and an indictment returned, I think is a strong argument. I don't know if the Court of Criminal Appeals or the Supreme Court of Tennessee would have the temerity to issue that judgment, as it would be highly unpopular, but I don't, these are, and they're popularly elected in retention votes. So I don't know if they would have the temerity to do it, but I think it's a legal argument that has merit.
Let's go next to Teresa. Hi, Teresa.
Hey.
Go ahead.
I got a comment.
Real quick with a comment and then a question.
The comment is, does a young lady know when you're taking antidepressants, it says on the bottle that you should not drink? And number two, when these young men go into prison, they're not going to get the treatment or help that they need for the problem they have. So I just feel like, all of it was just a bunch of crap, in my opinion.
Okay, all right. We don't know really anything about what she knew about. She was taking an antidepressant, and whether or not that mixed with the liquor could have had a factor in it, we don't really know.
I don't know. We know about as much about that as we know about a date rape drug being administered. I mean, the fact that she was handed a drink that I guess this Angie would have purchased that was blue.
The blue Long Island iced tea. I
don't know. I mean, I guess
there was no testing to show it.
You can go to the tin roof and find out if they got a blue drink. If they got a blue drink, that that shoots that right out of the water. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can't get in the mind of the victim here and determine what she knew or didn't know about drinking on an antidepressant.
Take a break on that note. Back, our final segment. As many of the calls as we can for you right after this.